Hey everyone, welcome to the episode 5 of my HKC podcast. This podcast is sponsored by SH Plant Limited. So
yeah, it's a company that I subcontract to. They've been really generous to give Hudson some money this year for racing. So yeah, thanks to SH Plant, really appreciate it. Anything to do with mines and quarrying, they're the guys to go and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this week's episode, first thing, this is episode 5, but we've been away for a little while. We haven't really had time to do a podcast, really, and we've been working on plans to do a video type of podcast as well. So we're also going to do this, and it's going to be available on audio form as well, so you can get it on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor Podcasts. Pretty much any podcast app, you'll be able to download the audio-only version of this one. This is a video version that we're going to put up on YouTube, potentially Facebook, Instagram, and whatever not. So if you head over to any of them pages, wherever you want to listen to it, give us a like and a subscribe.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. So we're going to head in. We've got some show notes. Sounds like we're pros, yeah. So yeah, for show notes, we've got an introduction, and we're going to talk this week about what happened last week, which was
we went to Whilton Mill.
Yeah.
For a race weekend.
A race weekend at Whilton Mill, which was wet.
Very wet.
And dry.
And dry.
Yeah, it was an interesting weekend. One of the best weekends, I think, on a personal level, on everything that we did there. As in, it was Halloween. It was fantastic.
Yeah, really good.
We had good fun. Definitely had good fun.
I mean, some very good fun.
So touching on what happened over the weekend. Obviously, we were there Friday. Friday morning, we had a bit of problem when we changed to wets for the caliper.
Yeah, the caliper. It cross-feathered.
Yeah, so the caliper cross-feathered the bottom bolt of the caliper, and I knew this. I've got a lot of spare parts, or we've got a lot of spare parts. That is one of the only spare parts that we didn't have. How
many sessions did we miss? We missed.
I think.
I'd like to say 1 or 2.
I think you missed
two.
3 90 sessions and 2 110 sessions, just because I were running around like an endless chicken. Thanks to everybody who helped out. I'm trying to think who else is out there. Jack Newton's dad.
Racing. Racing.
Well, Parker Racing, yeah. Well, they fixed it. So Jack, basically, we're trying to run round and trying to get one of these calipers, which is a twin pot caliper. What we've got on Hudson's bike, but they've not really been in stock, and they come as a full unit. I originally got it from Parker Racing, actually. They were an upgrade on the standard one. Parker's not been able to get them. They've been very difficult to get to fit onto Hudson's bike. Not really needed one all year. We needed one this round, so we basically tried to borrow one from Jack Newton's dad, Rob. He come up with one. We went to AMR Motorbikes. He had a spare one. I knew that were potentially going to be for a 140, and it didn't fit, which it didn't. It didn't fit in the fork bracket.
Weren't it like different size, like gaps between the two holes for the bolt?
Yeah. So the mounting, the mount point is on the forks, and the different spacing. Obviously, like a bigger bike. Simoto didn't have any. Parker didn't have any. So we we tried to marry up some ones that we got. So there were Jack Newton's dad, Rob. He had one ready, didn't fit. We had one to try from. Who else did we try one from? Harvey Saville's dad, Paul.
And he's got a Simoto.
He's got a Simoto. So kind of thought that one wouldn't fit. It didn't. He had a complete unit ready. So that was disappointing. Also, in my parts bit, I had about 3 different ones that I tried to purchase trying to find this one for Parker for a replacement. None of them fitted. So I went and seen Parker. He had an idea saying, can we put a helicoil in it? He weren't very confident on what he were going to do, and then we kind of like had a look at it. He had a little bit more of a look at it, and he were happy on what he were going to do. Did the helicoil.
Worked out pretty good.
Perfect. Saved the weekend, basically.
And the thing is that because it was like some parts of the weekend it'd be dry, but some parts of the weekend it'd be like chucking it down, and there'd be rivers, and like it just stayed wet enough so we didn't have to change to dry.
Yeah, we did actually change once to slicks on Saturday for the race.
Oh.
But the plan were not to change. Well, we didn't want to risk this helicoil popping out, basically, so we wanted to try and keep wets on all weekend. We kind of had to change to slicks for race 1 of the 90cc race because.
Were it race 1?
Race 1 of the 90cc race was actually really nice conditions. It was sunny, you had slicks on. That was all the time.
What about race 3? And no, race 3 spitted halfway through.
No, you still had wets on then.
Yeah.
So yeah, cheers to Parker Racing. Absolutely amazing. Saved the weekend. He's the guy. Thanks, Aaron. Really appreciate that. It really saved weekend, really, because we were kind of struggling. We did have a plan C, I think it was, where.
What was that?
Simoto's guy were coming down on Saturday, and he could have potentially brought a caliper, but I had a feeling that it would have been wrong one, or had a messed up order. Anyway, so recapping on what happened. So that was Friday morning. Hudson missed first 3 sessions, I think, of the 91 as I was flapping around trying to.
Might have been 302.
302, sorting that out, and when we got 90 working. Hudson went out first on the 110. Again, it were dampish conditions. It were alright. He's put in some good lap times. Then he went straight out on the 90.
Yeah.
First session after fixing caliper. Well, first session of the day on Friday.
Yeah.
And I think you topped. Not everybody had the transponder on, to be fair, but you topped the session.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm not 100%. I think you topped the timing sessions on the 90 for the rest of the day, but again, not everyone.
I think I was like 2-3 seconds in front of everyone.
Yeah, it was a surprise that because I know that Jack Hamilton had his transponder on. I think Travis had his transponder on. So yeah, that was positive. Obviously, it's a track that you like.
Yeah.
So I was disappointed that we missed the first 2 sessions, but we were happy with that. So Friday, really positive, apart from that stumble start. Kind of the story of the weekend, really. It was quite damp in the morning, dried up-ish towards the afternoon,
in the end,
if I can remember right.
Yeah, and then overnight it chucked it down, and in the morning it chucked it down, and then got dry again. Then we went to bed, woke up next morning, chucking it down.
Yeah, so basically, you fast forward in there. So so Friday, happy with times that you put in on the 90. Happy with times at 110. Again, on the 110, it was kind of hard to gauge where you were. Yeah. Not everybody had the transponder on. No, you could kind of see watching.
Mason had his on.
Yeah, there were a few people. Lewis Mullen had his on. You weren't far off of him. I think he ran his 140 then. Obviously, the sessions on Friday are mixed.
They're mixed between 110 and 140.
Kind of thought, looks alright. It looks like you've settled on that. You have been on that 110 trek before when you first tested the 110.
Yeah, it was on Oval test day, wasn't it?
Yeah, so that were positive. Anyway, so we wrapped up that Friday, sorry. Happy?
Yeah.
Happy that we got 190 fixed. Went into Saturday qualifying. Damp again in the morning.
I think I qualified like second, didn't I?
Yeah, so on Saturday, on the 90, we had a couple of practice sessions in the morning. Massive thanks to All Seasons for coming down.
Yeah.
Kev and Richard. They come down in the afternoon to basically watch qualifying.
What's his name? That little kid.
Oh,
Isaac. Is it Isaac?
No, I forgot his name now, unfortunately. Mason?
No, not Mason.
Anyway, so yeah, they come down to watch Hudson. They come down around about dinner time. They were kind of blown away, obviously, what we're going on. They think it's a little thing that's happening in the B&B, but it's not. It's quite an amazing.
Yeah.
Quite an amazing thing when you come and see it for the first time to think,
and
wow.
you actually see it in person.
So yeah, they come down they come down at dinner time to basically watch Hudson's qualifying and race 1. So on the 90, you went out and qualified second. If I can remember rightly, Harvey Saville qualified on pole.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Pulled it out of the bag when it was qualifying.
Yeah.
Which were really, like, it was surprised. Well, we were kind of surprised because obviously on Friday you'd kind of top lap times pretty much all day. But anyway, yeah, by the by, so Harvey, congratulations to Harvey, qualified on pole.
Yeah.
Really happy with that. And then on the 110, you qualified, and this was the first time, obviously,
Fifth,
but
weren't it?
yeah,
Sixth.
qualified 5th on 110. So by the time we got round to qualifying, that's when everybody's got the transponder on, so we kind of knew where Hudson were gauging there. So
Yep.
again, Hudson's target were like kind of
Top 5, top 6.
was that your target this
I
weekend?
think it was top 5 and top 6, and I got in that.
Yeah, so really happy with that qualifying. Rocked up onto the race. 90cc race started well. Harvey stalled, or the bike bogged out on the line, which were unfortunate. Hudson went into the lead. Pretty much led race for a little bit, and I think on lap 4, the little Irish wizard, Jack Hamilton, come and nipped in front of you.
Did he?
Yeah. And won that race. You need to know what you're doing here.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, so yeah, Hamilton nipped in front of you.
In fact, yeah, he did. Yeah.
And but the ride of the day, definitely, I'd say the ride of the weekend actually, where Harvey Saville, who went all the way to the back because of the stall on the line, and he got all the way back
to
up.
Third, I think.
Yeah, he got up to third, which were amazing to say stole the line. So well done, Harvey. Super persistent doing that, especially when, well, I don't know because I've never raced on a bike before, but yeah, I can imagine that you would be really stressed out if that had happened, if you'd have been on pole. And he absolutely smashed it, caught back up, got up to third amazingly from being probably, he must have been half a lap down.
Yeah,
it went definitely to last. Amazing. So yeah, that was really amazing. That I was actually just blown away with Harvey. I was stood there with his mum. It was just mind blowing. So yeah, positive finish. Finished second. I don't think anybody had any falls in that one, from what I can remember. It was mint conditions then. It was good. Everybody, really good, most people are on slicks. Going into the 110 race, obviously you started from 5th. Jack Newton nipped in front of you.
Hit me on the line, and then
I think he
4 or 5 laps in, took him back, didn't I?
Yeah, let's have a little look. Yeah, lost your 5th position to Jack.
On the line.
Pretty much right from the start. Lap 4, you got back in front of Jack. It's really weird in the 90cc race because kind of where you qualifying is important.
Yeah.
It's not as...
Are you talking about 90 or 110?
Sorry, the 110, yeah. It's not as... obviously, it's critical where you qualify no matter where, but in the 110 race, like...
It's so hard to overtake.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Obviously, the class...
And obviously, you're like super close, like between each other, and the like lap times.
Yeah, the lap times are very similar. Everybody's got nearly identical, I wouldn't say identical, but very similar performance bikes. So qualifying is key. Really, I think that's all that happened in that race. So basically, Hudson got pips from 5th. Jack overtook him on the start. Hudson nipped him back. Nothing else happened. Hudson finished 5th. So that were a positive. Hudson wanted a top 5 finish.
Top 5, top 6.
So you're happy with that on Saturday?
Yeah.
Let's just move it forward a little bit. And going into Sunday, obviously Sunday you've got 2 races on Sunday. So on race 2 of the 90cc, well, firstly, Sunday morning. Sunday morning, wet.
Boom.
Monsoon rains like the heavens open. I'll probably put a bit of footage up here now if you're watching on YouTube, where you'll be able to see a little bit of footage.
Full on river flowing through the academy centre.
Absolutely mental. Not very good when you had a hangover.
We'll not talk about that.
Well, we'll talk about what happened with the Halloween activities on Saturday night later. But yeah, difficult conditions to say the least on the Sunday morning. So yeah, couple of warm ups that you had out there, soaking wet. Kind of the weather report again.
Yeah.
Pretty much said that it were gonna be all right for afternoon.
Yeah.
So on 90cc race, went out after the track were drained. You got your warm up out, and the track were drained.
Then it got drained because it's still raining when it got drained.
No, it stopped.
Or did it just like all come down from Christmas corner all the way down to the thingy corner?
It just from the
like soaked
the
in.
heavens opened, didn't it? So it just flooded that corner of Christmas, and they actually had to plunge the drains and get leach out of drains. So your race was up first on Sunday morning. So literally had to delay the start. I think the start got delayed for about an hour.
An hour or half an hour, I don't know.
About an hour actually. So yeah, eventually when they did that, and kind of sun come out actually. So after that, sun come out. Race 2, you started on P6 on race 2 in that night, because everybody was so close. I think Harvey got pole actually again.
Yeah.
From
the lap times of him chasing us all up.
Yeah, on race 1. Let's have a little look here. We worked my way up. So you started in P6, worked your way up to P2 in difficult drying conditions. I think Harvey, Jack, and Valentino come off.
Harvey came off. I know Harvey came off.
Oh, he had engine problems.
No, I think
Valentino
his
come
back
out.
end might have like locked up or something.
Yeah, Valentino spun off at Christmas corner, and
Did you spin?
Harrison Quincy had a little knock with Jack. You were sat behind them. So there was Jack, Harrison, and you.
Jack came off. I was in third at the time. Then Jack came off, so I went into second. Yeah,
so we've got obviously I'll be putting up some pictures and whatever not, and a bit of YouTube footage of that race, because that'll be broadcast, so I can put that up there. So anyway, you finished that one in second place.
Second.
Happy with that? Sat behind it. It were a bit dicey-ish conditions, but you were kind of happy with that. We just sat behind Harrison.
Didn't really want to push for third, just so I didn't risk it, and I thought I've already got third place in the championship secured.
Yeah, well, kind of smart thinking. It were a bit dodgy conditions, I must admit. So yeah, you were happy with finishing in second. You literally finished, I think, about a second or maybe half a second behind Harrison. Congratulations to Harrison as well. That was his first ever
win.
Race win ever. So he was super delighted, which were really good. Rewinding a little bit, on Friday, Harrison and Hudson.
We were the only two that went out in the rain.
Yeah, basically, but like towards the end of Friday evening, and Harrison's dad come over to me, and he said, "Oh, you're going out, blah blah blah." And there were only Hudson and Harrison out there, where it were horrible conditions. I think it rained again Friday evening. It were horrible. It were wet. Yeah,
it were wet.
So there was only Hudson, Harrison, and Charlie Ward. I think it were. There were only you three on track on the
Charlie
final
Ward.
Practice. So that just shows just being a little bit resilient in rubbish conditions. You never know when you're going to be riding in them conditions.
Paid up, don't it?
So yeah, that was really good.
Paid up for Harrison.
Yeah, definitely paid up for Harrison. So well done, Harrison.
Well done.
Wicked. Moving on to the 110 race. Started in P7. Got a great start, jumping in front of Daniel and Monte Hillier.
Yeah.
I think this was the race where Monty was sat behind you until lap 5. He overtook you, lap 5. He kind of chased down 4th position. You sat in 5th. Again, another not uneventful race, but you kind of just sat in 6th position, took line. So you finished that race in 6th position.
Top 6. Wanted to get what I got.
Yeah, so that really happy and really pleased with that. But
pleased with that. Yeah,
you got a good start on that one. And then going into let's have a little move forward. Moving into race 3. You got... Oh yeah, you're starting on pole on that one.
Yeah.
So you got a good lap time in chasing Harrison down, or staying with Harrison in race 2. So you started the race in pole position. Flag went.
Yep.
Bombed off in front.
Yeah. And it started spitting a bit, and then everyone just like dropped off from behind me.
Yeah, I think you finished that one. I don't know if it was 6 or 8 seconds in front.
Yeah. No.
Pretty uneventful. I don't know if I brought that down. So yeah, pretty. It's a weird one when you're watching in racing, because sometimes you're watching. It's a steady race, and you were just in front, and nothing happened.
Yeah, 6 seconds.
Yeah, so watching that race from me, you just went in front and like kind of nothing happened. It weren't really an eventful race, really.
No,
You just went in front. You just had to
really.
back marker. You come round to lap a couple of people, or 3 or 4, whatever it were. Pretty much straightforward race that.
Yeah.
No real racing involved.
No.
All the battling were happening behind, which were unbelievable because it was quite tight for the championship. Behind there was Travis, there was Jack Hamilton, who were fighting out for championship. Kind of like depended on what happened with Hutton. I think when I spoke to Davey Hamilton, he was kind of willing Hutton across the line because Travis were in second.
He wanted me to come first, so Travis had to get in the top 5, weren't it?
Yeah, I forgot. We hadn't actually broke it down. Basically,
something like that.
Yeah.
I can remember him saying it to me.
He basically needed Hutton to win, and Jack Hamilton needs to come top 5. And either way, it were very close. Very close for the championship. I need to stop moving on this chair because it's creaking. Yeah, so that was race 3 at 91, and that much that secured first place in class.
Yeah.
Which was a second, and a first place. Really nice trophy, that one.
Yeah. And then we got a couple more.
Yeah, that
Might not be. Yeah, you can't see them. You can see the bottom row.
Yeah, it's just a nice one. It's just got. I don't know if it's on the one that's been gold coloured.
Might be able to.
Anyway, so yeah, pretty mint that, and
Yeah.
to say the second, and the first, not a bad, not a bad weekend. Happy with that. Whilton Mill, a favourite of yours.
Yeah, favourite track.
And in the 110 race 3, you got a really good time from race 2, so you started in P4, which I think second time that you got in P4, or I don't know if you're in P5.
P4 or P5, I don't know.
Thorley got an amazing start. Obviously, he's one of the top 3 riders in the championship. He got a banging start. Shot straight in front. Had Monty Hillier behind you again.
Monty took me like 4 or 5 laps.
Yeah, I think lap 7.
Yeah, lap 7.
But you ended up finishing 6th. Again, another to say we're your second race.
Second weekend on the overall. So not too bad.
Smashed it, and you come overall in 6th position. So, yeah, a fantastic
weekend overall on the oval and the.
What did you enjoy riding more? Were that worse conditions you rode in? Did it feel bad?
It was the.
How many times did you crash?
4 or 5. I think like 3 on the 90 and 2 on the oval. I think that's what happened.
So yeah,
And
that
a
were
peg broken.
and what?
And a peg.
And a peg.
Broken.
And the brake lever
And a
fell
brake
off.
lever. Did the brake lever fall off?
Yeah, it fell off in qualifying, I think. And then we found it.
Oh yeah, it did.
So yeah, I bet there was some money that was spent this weekend.
This weekend
on
on
spare
everyone's
parts.
bikes.
I heard somebody said to me that Oval had used that many parts that they hardly had anything left.
Well, yeah. I think Tobias told me that. I don't know.
So
Might
yeah,
have been Tobias.
amazing weekend. So yeah, recapping that. So first place overall on the 90, 6th place overall on the 110.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing weekend.
And to top off that amazing weekend, we'll rewind a little bit. So on Saturday night it was Halloween. So Oval, the Academy,
Zipped Up Racing.
Zipped Up Racing, NW Racing, Nick Weston. Everybody had like kind of their own thing going on. Down at our academy, we had a massive. We did it all up in lights. I'll show a picture of that now. We had some music on. We had not mental.
Music at
ours was not the music tent.
Yeah, ours was the
sweet tent.
No. Ours were the Lux. Oval were. What were Oval? We said it. Oval were Glow Stick.
Oval were best like Halloween decorated.
Halloween decorated, and then we had Zipped Up Racing that did the massive fireworks show.
They were a pyrotechnic team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Nick Weston's with
the dance floor.
With a rave. If you know, you know. So yeah, absolutely amazing. So like on Academy 10, we kind of like we just welcome to everybody. Massive shout out to Matt Goodman.
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking about this paella. Oh, we're doing a paella. I'm not joking. I did get a little bit of grief out in chat saying I'm fed up hearing about this paella. Like what's happening? Anyway, he rocked up with the biggest paella.
Biggest pan in the world.
It was huge. It was ginormous.
As big as this desk.
Yeah, it was huge.
Massive.
And he's like pouring it in, industrial style, cooking it. I don't know if you've seen him when he was setting it up.
Yeah, I seen him like.
It was absolutely banging. Anybody who had the paella, know it was really nice
and
as well.
And when he's like serving it, he's going like that.
He knew how to cook. I tell you that, I give him credit to that. It was absolutely mint. Loads of people come round, had paella as well. So yeah, we had the paella thing. We had lights on. We had some Halloween games.
Yeah.
Amazing little games that we all played. Sweets. Everybody were like raiding in the Alt kids were coming. Absolutely fantastic.
A lot of glow sticks.
Glow sticks. All kids dressed up as well, which were amazing. Which is funny enough, I can remember last year. I think it was last year. We were at Teesside. I'm like, hardly anybody really. Well, I don't know if we weren't invited. Hardly anybody did anything. Hudson got dressed up last year. Harvey Saville, they got dressed up.
There were no like parties.
Zipped Up Racing did the fireworks at Teesside.
Yeah. Did
I think. I don't know. Somebody did some fireworks.
Did they?
Yeah, they went up onto that big, massive mound.
Oh, I can remember. I don't know.
We stood outside our caravan and we watched it, if you can remember. So yeah, so this year, absolutely polar opposite this year. Amazing. So as well as that, Oval, they did a little thing for all Oval riders, which again, thanks to Simon. It's up there. Simon and Adele. Because we kind of like felt like we had to check. Hudson only raced 2 rounds. You don't really know this. That like, oh, but like, is Hudson allowed to come? And is Hudson involved in that? Like, yeah, of course they are. So Simon and Adele and Sarah Tue.
Yeah.
Who was that? Dan Deering's mum.
Yeah.
I think they were all behind it all. They did all their tent art, Halloween trophies,
certificates, sweet boxes, glow sticks, a lot of glow sticks,
custom T-shirts, Oval T-shirts. I don't know where that is.
No, we'll put a picture up.
We shall put a picture up.
We'll share all the.
Amazing. I think they ordered in like Domino's pizzas or something.
Yeah, they ordered pizzas.
Like 20 pizzas in. Their tent
they raised from, what do they raise it?
Oh yeah, so they raised the money for doing all that from the round before. They did like an auction where they auctioned off some stuff. So there were like some some work that Simon had done from Chainsaw. He had some picture frames, some work.
Oh, I can remember him selling them at BSB.
Who else did it? Somebody else did some other. Who else did some stuff? We bought some hoodies from Izzy. A set of 3 hoodies from Izzy Carter. He donated them. Steve Wilkinson. Anyway, there were loads of bidding on loads of stuff. They raised some money, and that basically went back to kids. Absolutely awesome. Wicked that.
Yeah.
And then we'll go full circle to Nick Weston. They were doing their own little thing in their tent, really. Everybody were invited though, but I did nip down there to see Steve, I think, before he was going by, and they had
nip down. We were like there for like 5 hours.
I'm on about earlier on.
Okay.
We nipped down there. They had like a pizza set up and a pizza oven. Somebody were on pizza thing making pizzas on one of them tabletop ovens. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. That tunes. Well, they just had tunes on low there. They had the Whilton Mill like race owning. like a marquee tent, a proper tent.
Massive.
So yeah, they had tunes on. I nipped in there a couple of times. Obviously, big shout out to Nick Weston, Steve, Rob, whoever. I forgot everybody else who were in that tent. There were a few of them. So they did their own little thing. Zipped up racing. Put it in the chat or something like that. Fireworks 7 o'clock. Boom, fireworks.
Full firework this way.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. Everybody were out watching fireworks. Mind blowing. Credit to him. It was like a full on display. They give me and your Uncle Dan, Team Bang, a run for their money. They must have been running up and down that field like crazy, lighting them.
I went up to the field line and we didn't go past any further. And like I could just see him with a blowtorch, like just sprinting.
Is that
down.
what they had?
Yeah. No, he were a blowtorch
Like
or a lighter, like a little lighter or something. And like they ran down and he went. Tss, tss,
oh my gosh! Absolutely smashed it.
they
did that. They had some. They had. I don't know. Yeah. Well, there was some money's worth of fireworks spent. So yeah, that were amazing. Everybody were coming back. Went back to our tent a little bit, watching that. All kids were coming round, fancy dressed up, Halloween games. That were pretty good. Some of them games turned into a professional sport because Lewis, Hudson, Joel, who else were doing it?
What?
Loads of kids doing
it.
Toby were doing it. Tobias had a little go.
Tobias had a go, yeah.
So that turned into a. What were you doing?
Apple bobbing.
So apple bobbing. Oh my gosh. So that turned into a professional sport. So don't have kids who race bikes apple bobbing because all of a sudden we had a stopwatch. We were timing how quick they'd done it.
How fast you could get it out.
It turned into we needed a chalkboard. We needed a whiteboard to
count down all the like we were going off milliseconds.
Yeah. It were amazing. So that were a pretty good game. What else did we do?
Next minute we're like this over at Bourne. We're like in like I think the fastest Toby did it, and he were like.
Didn't Joel win it?
No, Toby won it.
He were like 0.5 a second.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boosh.
He could not be any quicker. Like literally, Jordan Pritchard were on stopwatch.
And
he could not do the stopwatch any quicker.
You need a robot.
It was amazing.
You need a robot to like have a sensor and then like press it.
So as this were going on, we had music on in ours. People were nipping in, paella, whatever. Everybody's nipping. All kids are nipping in, getting sweets. We had loads of sweets. So many sweets. Like it was unbelievable.
8 buckets.
Yeah. So I'm just checking if it's still recording. Yeah. So yeah, I had so many sweets. Hopefully.
Please. Please.
Yeah, so we had so many sweets. That was fantastic. Yeah, and then we're going on to the final part of the night. Literally, first earlier on, I walked past, seeing Steve by the stand. The Nick Weston tent had turned into a kind of a bit of a
rave party.
Well, they had music on. I wouldn't say it were a rave just quite yet.
Are you sure? Oh, what
early doors. Oh no, they were still dancing. I seen some line dancing and some synchronised dancing on some videos. So that were pretty cool. Stop moving on this chair. Yeah, and literally, Hudson had been nipping in there. He'd been hanging about with boys. Hudson had already been in, unbeknown to me, chilling in, raiding in with all kids, raiding back out. Then I think I was coming to say night. It was around about half. I don't know what time it were.
Yeah.
I was coming to say bye.
You were.
Anyway.
You were coming to call me in, and we walked in. You had a beer, like, we're stopping in here now. Yeah,
so I'll put some video footage up what were happening there. That were pretty...
Really good night.
Really good night. Everybody's having a good dance. Smashed it.
Extra hour because the clocks changed. No, okay.
Yeah, so yeah, it were a really, really good night. Coming a little bit worse for wear, I must say. I think I realised how drunk I were when I was thanking... I said this to Nick on Sunday morning. I thanked Nick, saying basically I was coming up to say, "Oh, thanks for letting us in tent. It were amazing." And I didn't actually I couldn't make a conversation properly. I don't think I could actually speak.
No, yeah.
So I just went by. So yeah, it was absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
End to a fantastic season.
Yeah, third overall.
Third overall in the championship. An improvement on last year. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums up
my year.
Well, yeah, we'll do it.
No, not the year, but like
we'll do another episode of the podcast in a video.
For the full season.
Yeah, doing a bit of a season review. I think that'll be kind of worth doing.
We'll have to whiz through them.
Yeah, we'll have to whiz through them. Actually, we've been talking longer than I expected here, but
Same.
actually, we hope it's recorded because this was meant to be a test, and we've just done it.
I can see the numbers ticking at the top.
You can see the numbers. All right, hopefully so. So yeah, we've got that in.
Please.
Yeah, so thanks everybody for the support. Thanks to all the sponsors. We'll go through that over the season review video. Hopefully we're going to put this out next couple of days. Little bit of thing. Hopefully a few people are going to presentation. Make sure you go over to the B&B website. So look at the
20th of November.
20th of November in Peterborough. Hopefully some people are coming down there. I think there's a dinner. There's a dance. So shout out to Simon. Hutton's waiting for a dance battle Mark 3.0.
Oh yeah, I thought you were talking to Simon. Okay, yeah. The dance is on.
I've just got to say a little point about Simon. That at some point,
can I just say that we were dancing for about like 2 hours, and he walked out and he said, "You beat me," and then like about an hour later, we were still like having a rave, and he sat outside of the door, and he's on the floor on his knees, holding a pint up. And he's just like,
you look like a broken man. Awesome. I wish I had a picture. And
the next morning he came up to me. I walked down, having my breakfast, walked down to Academy tent, and as I was walking down he caught me. He said, "Well done for last night." I was like, "How do you feel this morning?" And he went, "Don't ask."
To see Simon, yeah, he looked like he was going to go into cardiac arrest at one point.
Yeah.
So it was super funny. So yeah, finalising that. Yeah, so hopefully, yeah, the B&B presentation, everybody get on that. I don't know if everybody's going down. I've seen a few people saying they're going down. We're looking forward to it. Should be really good night. Hopefully got a disco on.
We don't know.
I know there's a meal and a disco, I'm sure it is.
Is there?
So yeah, get yourself down to that. Obviously we'll do a season review on next episode probably. Wrapping up the season, looking through how many podiums we've got, how many.
Yeah, we're doing season review next episode.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. We're going to try and put it out wherever we can. We're contemplating putting it on everywhere if we can. Don't know if we're allowed to put it on Instagram. Might do a bit of might do a preview episode on Instagram, and then you can go across to YouTube and click it. But wherever you watch it, hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you're listening to it, hopefully you've enjoyed listening to it. I've managed to do well. Hopefully I managed to get rid of that creaking noise. We need some WD-40 on this. Yeah, so yeah, thanks for everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed that. We're going to open it.
SH Plant
Limited thanks to SH Plant Limited who sponsored this episode. If you want to sponsor Hudson or you want to get involved, you can head over to Hudson's, where you can email in at sponsorship@hkc217.co.uk if you want to get in contact with me directly. Or there's another method where I'm going to actually change a little bit of things next year, where you can head over to patreon.com and we're going to have some different tiers, some different merchandise available, helmet sponsorship, potential on leather sponsorship, glove sponsorship, bike sponsorship. We don't know 100% how that's going to pan out, but if you head over to patreon.com/HKC217, you'll be able to sign up today. You can sign up for £1, £2, 20. It depends on what level you want.
Depends on what.
Massively appreciate any support. All that money goes straight back into racing. Obviously, we're planning already for 2022. Already looking at what we're going to be doing for the Winter Series 2021. Excited.
Yeah, really excited.
I think racing's probably going to be in December, so we'll have a bit of a month off.
Yeah.
Regroup.
It might be in December.
Yeah, so looking forward to that. I don't know what else to say. If you want to follow Hudson's pages on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok,
YouTube.
YouTube.
Well, you're on YouTube now.
Well, you're probably watching
If you're
this.
watching the video.
But if you want to follow me on any of them pages, I really appreciate it. We're just trying to get them pages boosted up. If you search for, the username's at Hudson Kai Cooper, or if you just search for the hashtag HKC217, should 100% pop up, and you'll be able to follow him wherever you can. Everything else, or if you can like, or you can share this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We're glad to be back doing it, and this is basically podcast 2.0 that we've set up now, so we're going to probably do this where we're going to have a video.
Like, round about every week.
Well, obviously going into winter series, but we're going to do a video.
Well, yeah,
and if you're listening out to audio, the podcast only, thanks. Make sure you subscribe. Like I say, you can actually, I will not say it now, but you can actually ask the Amazon A word to play. I forgot what you actually have to ask. I think if you ask Alexa, play the HKC 217 podcast, I'm sure
it will play it.
I'm sure it plays it. If you don't know that,
didn't we post about it?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, we did it downstairs on our Alexa.
Yeah.
I said it.
Oh yeah, you said it. So yeah.
Bleep it out.
Yeah, don't make more editing. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Blah 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 blah.